Hi, I'm David, and this is Random Writing Tips, episode 4. Okay, so today I want to talk about the Netflix movie Always Be My Maybe. It came out recently, just seen it the other day. It's a really charming romantic comedy. I really enjoyed it. It had to do with the Bay Area, which was cool because that's where I'm at. Ali Wong and Randall Park were hilarious, just like I thought they would be, and it was sort of a feel-good romantic comedy. It had its sad moment. It had its sad moment in the beginning, which of course is done to build sympathy for your protagonist, and that worked out really well. Um, but today I want to go over what we could learn from Always Be My Maybe. So my only gripe about the movie, or this is today's episode is going to feel really nitpicky, but they do this thing, and I think it's because of Ali Wong and Randall Park's backgrounds as comedians, to where maybe when they wrote this, they're thinking they just need to stand and deliver the lines. And I mean, the dialogue's great, so I mean, this almost works out very well. But my only gripe would be that in a lot of scenes, and once I notice this, it happens a lot. Characters will walk into the same room and they'll stand right in front of each other, and then they'll just start talking at each other, and that will be the whole scene. Will be these characters talking face to face. Just walk up, stand real close, and then they talk back and forth. And dialogue's great. It's crisp. It's funny. It's awesome. But it's kind of weird because again, the characters, they just walk up face to face, and something about it just feels unnatural, right? Early on when I was watching the movie, I was like, there's something that was a little weird or a little awkward, and that was it for me. Once I noticed, it kind of took me out of the moment just a little bit. It was kind of like, well, that's weird. People don't act like that in real life. You don't see somebody walk up, stand 2 feet away from each other, have your conversation, turn around, and walk separate ways. No, people are always doing shit. For example, in another romantic comedy on Netflix, the movie To All the Boys I Loved Before. That one, that was great. That was so well done and so well written, because even with the great dialogue, the characters were always doing something. Whether Peter and Laura Jean were making the list in the big, the big contract, right? They're going back and forth, and she's constantly writing down like, okay, we'll do this, this, this. There's an action, and it's a little thing, but it makes a big difference. Or the scene where they're talking about her favorite yogurt from her favorite Korean market, and he has to go all the way across town and come back and get it, and he brings it, but he eats it, and they're talking, and there's character development. Just even in that action, he's brought the yogurt because he cares about her, and it shows that he cares, and they talk, and it makes a lot of sense. But in this movie, there's just so many moments, and again, it feels, I know this video is going to feel really nitpicky, but there's so many moments where people are just sitting and talking and doing nothing. And it's like, just make them do something. Maybe they're making dinner together. Maybe they're, I don't know, working out, or maybe they're building something, or taking something apart, or just any kind of action. And I feel like the action, it goes along with the setting to where it should be something that adds to the character development. Like, it's just one more thing that immerses you into that world. And it's another great way to have subtext. I think every scene should have an underlying narrative going on. Like, there's the things they're doing and saying, and then there's the real shit that's happening behind the scenes, that's happening in their head. Randall Park's character wants to be with Ali Wong's character. And you can convey that through dialogue. Like, he's saying some things that she's not picking up on, like when she tells him that she has a date, and that whole scene, like where he's leading up to the moment where he's gonna ask her out, and it's like, what's coming, but she doesn't, and there's that dramatic irony. But to have that in every scene, and to have something else going on in every scene, like, okay, they're doing this thing, but this is what's really happening. Action is so important. If you had some action, it's a lot easier to build subtext. Randall Park's character is like a heating repairman or something like that. And maybe he could have been repairing something for Ali Wong that would have prepared her for her date, or in some way that could have helped her to. And maybe they would have been talking as he's doing it, and he's fucking it up because he doesn't want her date to work out. Like, that could have been a funny scene. I don't know. I'm just throwing out random ideas at this point. But yeah, that would be what stood out the most to me throughout the movie. That was just one awkward thing. Charming movie. I loved it. But just something that us writers can look at and be like, what could we have done differently? If there's something we can take and put in our own work in progress, it would be to have action during a heavy dialogue scene. Make something. Create something that can add subtext, and it could have a great effect. Just throwing that out there. The other thing that I noticed that really stuck out to me in this movie is have Keanu Reeves. He fucking killed it. I know it's not a writing tip, and this is a writing tip video, but Keanu Reeves pops up in the movie for a good, I don't know, 15 to 20 minutes, and he just takes it over. And fuck, this is totally his year. But he comes in, and you can tell he had fun with the role. And man, if you have a chance to add just a random character just to come in, like if you're doing a comedy and you can have a random character come in and just steal the show like that, man, go for it. And again, that's not really a writing tip. It's just Keanu Reeves kicks ass, and that was great. And if you haven't seen the movie and you still watch the video for some reason, go check it out. But until next time, see you later.